My brother took my kids' Legos. So we raided his house.
It all started with a friendly visit and a bit of harmless mischief. Last month, my brother came over with his family, and my kids and I were ready to show off our best tricks. You see, we've got a bit of a quirky tradition around here. We build Lego dioramas and scatter them around the house as Easter eggs. Not your average dioramas, mind you. We're talking Iron Man fighting Darth Vader on top of a loot llama. It's our way of turning the ordinary into something magical and absurd. Well, my nephew noticed our creations and was captivated. Apparently, really captivated, because when they left, a few of our prized scenes disappeared with them. My kids and I searched every corner before I finally called my brother, asking him to return our Legos. His response? Just kids being kids. I'll bring them next time. Fine. But I wasn't going to let it go. I even reminded him about it when we met for coffee, but he conveniently forgot to bring them along. I knew it was time for a change of tactics. So, next family barbecue at his place, I had a plan. Before heading over, I called my kids into the room and said, "Listen, if our stuff isn't there when we arrive, then anything in Uncle's house is fair game. Treat it like a Viking raid." Their eyes lit up, they were ready. We got there, and, sure enough, no sign of our Legos. Game on. The kids got to work, and by the time we left, his house was practically pillaged. Remotes? Gone. Small electronics? Bagged. Beer mugs? Into the hall. My youngest even tried taking their dog, had to sneak him back inside before we left. On the drive home, my phone started blowing up. I ignored it until we got home. When I finally answered, my brother was furious. "My stuff is missing," he practically shouted. I just told him I'd check with the kids. He lost it. "You know exactly what they did," he yelled. I calmly replied, "I'll box it all up and return it, next time we see each other. Just as soon as you return my Legos." That evening, he showed up at my house, huffing and puffing, with my Lego figures, some of them from old sets I thought I'd never see again. And wait for it, there were even a few that I knew weren't ours. Apparently, in his rush, he'd grabbed extras from his kids' stash by mistake. I handed him back everything his kids had taken, plus all his stuff we'd borrowed. "Just so you know, from now on, this is how I'll be dealing with your kid," I said as he stormed off. My parents think I went too far, but here's the kicker. My kids actually managed to slip one last Easter egg out of his stash. Hidden at the bottom of the bag was the piece de resistance, an old, rare Boba Fett minifigure. Maybe one day, we'll give it back, if he ever asks.